Hey there, this is John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and today is Saturday, the 15th of November, 2025. I hope you're all well. So, let us get into it. As you probably have noticed, the title of this week's is Overwhelmed. And it's a rare feeling for me, but that's what I'm going through currently. Um, Mostly to do with work. I have several interviews to finish transcribing, editing, and putting up, and some reviews. And I really kind of lost a week last week. Not the week that just passed, but the week before, which was part of why I didn't do a video last Saturday or that entire week. I was, to be honest with you, I was kind of ill. I wasn't feeling well. I was feeling very run down, which I still feel, but much more so that week. And I just needed to shut things down. I did a lot of work that week, so it was good to get that done, but wasn't feeling well. Uh, in the midst of that very neat thing, Grace Mary, who brings me communion, had gone to with her husband to go visit one of their daughters over in Greece, and they also went to Turkey and other places. And she brought me back a magnet. I asked her, I said, if you could get me one thing I would love, I don't care what it is, can you bring back something from Turkey that says Turkey in their spelling with ending with the IYE? She brought me back a lovely magnet thingy that I have on my refrigerator. And also, she visited a very interesting area where St. John the Apostle, who is who I am named after, was buried, and near there, the house where the Blessed Mother spent the rest of her life. And she said, she was showing me photos because they won't let you take photos inside, but outside she could. And she was showing how they said that some of it had to be rebuilt over the years because of earthquakes and such. But they showed, like she was showing me where these are original stones from back in the days of the Blessed Mother. So that was quite a treat. And she also brought me some bags of tea, one of all kinds of things, including hibiscus from Turkey, and then another bunch from the Isle of Crete. And so I'm going to brew some of that up sometime soon and have myself an international tea adventure. So also, I think I might have mentioned a few weeks ago, I had been reading that Jeremy Renner book, and I finally finished that, and that was quite an odyssey. Very emotional, very interesting, fascinating book. I would highly recommend it. Jeremy Renner, My Next Breath. And so what I'm currently reading is Star Trek Discovery Die Standing, which I had started to read and then it just got away from me, so I've restarted reading it just the other day, and it's pretty darn good so far. Speaking of Star Trek, I one of the things I have to edit is I've got a very extensive interview from a wonderful writer named Dayton Ward, who's written tons of Trek related stuff as well as other, kinds of fiction. But we had a deep talk about Trek, and it took me a while to get it. In fact, he said he wasn't used to getting interviews that extensive. So we really got into the mechanics and the characters of Trek. So when that's up, I'll let people know so that if you are interested, you can read what he has to say in our conversation. The thing that's taking me very long, and I still have a long way to go with it, is there's a guy named Sci-Fi Steve from the band called Biss. And you may not know Biss, except if you know the Powerpuff Girls, Biss did the end theme in the original series. So, um, but he sent me it on an MP3 at my request, and it's very long. And even though I used Dropbox's transcribe function, there's still a lot of stuff where I see I have to go and I'll put on headphones and listen to him speak while I have the text in front of me and do edits as I go along. So it's going to be a long process, but it's not something that is a time sensitive interview. So I have to do that. I have to do my interview with Derek Schulman. I've just got a lot to do. I'm into a review of the 4 CD Monkeys box set, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited. 4 CDs and a single and a booklet. That's a very big booklet. Very well done, very interesting. So that's why I'm feeling overwhelmed, you know. And I've been doing a lot of cooking and some art and all sorts of things. Had to go this week and get blood done. Thankfully, my friend Bob brought me to go do that. Heard the other day from my friend Larry, who I haven't talked to in a while, and he's doing okay. I'm very pleased to know that. And, you know, we didn't have SNAP, then we had SNAP, then we didn't have SNAP, and now we have SNAP again. No thanks to the current administration, but thanks to the state of Connecticut. Blumenthal and Lamont and such made sure that all the people that need the food stamps here in Connecticut have it, drawn on money from Connecticut. So thank God for that. And what do I say about that? Interesting thing, by the way, I mean, not to sound grousy, but when we didn't have SNAP and the money was in question, none of the many people in my family who have substantial finance offered my nephew and I even a dime. Not surprising, but still, I don't know. Should it even be disappointing at this point? I guess not. But I'm not here to complain about that. I just was enjoying some of Department S again, which I've watched the whole series, but they had a sale, because usually this thing is like $90 because it's out of print. And they had it for just over $30, which I happen to have. And so I just got the box set in yesterday. And so I was just watching some of that. And my nephew Michael is off with my brother to church, which is a good thing. And then I'm going to make kind of a, I don't know what you would call it, not quite a peach cobbler, but I think I'm going to do that tomorrow afternoon with some stuff, and hopefully it comes out good. I'll let you know. Beyond that, I don't feel very centered lately. I feel still very out of sorts, if I'm being honest with you, and why wouldn't I be honest with you? So it's been kind of tough. Even when I had the blood done on Thursday, it really wiped me out later in the day because they took a lot of blood, and I just about passed out during the afternoon. I had to come and lay down and sleep for a couple of hours because I was just done. I couldn't stay awake. So it is how it is. So this Wednesday I'll be talking to my doctor about the results of the blood and where we are going forward. So I'm doing my best. You know, I'm a 65-year-old disabled guy with diabetes, and you know, I'm not 30-year-old John anymore. You know, I mean, who is? But anyway, so overwhelmed, yes. Beaten down, maybe a little bit. Given up, never. There is too much for this Wilcox to do. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. I thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you hopefully next week. Hopefully don't have to skip another week anytime soon. Bye-bye.